All right, so what I have observed is people do have a tendency to do whatever they wanted unless you don't understand the nature of the Mother Earth, how she reacts and act according to her principles, right? It's just very simple. All you have to understand, we, um, we are existing in her womb, and the mother have a tendency to love everyone equally. But when you try and hurt an innocent life, purposefully, it really impact her emotions, and the way she reacts back, that is in a very different form altogether. So that's the reason, post a pandemic, if you have observed, there are natural calamities occurring, and the weather conditions are moving, so it's changing drastically. So the way she react to towards the mankind would be way too different. So there are a lot many possibilities to see how the species are acting, the natural calamities like cyclonic effect, or the even the earthquake, and the volcanic eruption, non-stop volcanic eruption, because that's a natural phenomena how the nature reacts. But how it has been concurrent, or how it has been connected with the human emotions, because humans are part of the nature, and whatever we do, we bring that kind of energy back to the universe. If it is a positive energy, the universe gives you tenfold, and that's the abundance come back to you. But if you react or give away the negative energy, the atmospheric condition changes automatically, and it brings back tenfold the negative impact, right? So that's very simple understanding. Now, again, in a more realistic phase, to see how would it impact to the general population, with the pandemic, we all have come to know or realize that the equilibrium of the life has been disturbed very badly. Okay, we are back to the life, we are trying to maintain the balance, but it's kind of like you know very intellectual people have made the balancing effect, through the political standpoint, and how together the entire world have supported each other, and bring forward the life back to balance. But still there are a lot of work to be done, still there are a lot of possibilities of development to be done, still there are awakening to be held, because there are people who act in the similar fashion how they were being. One thing for sure to understand, the paradigm is all about pattern of behavior. And if you have to see the the paradigm shift has to happen, it is always subjective to the upward motion. It's not towards the parallel face towards the front, or towards the parallel face, or towards the back, or towards the down steep. It's always towards the upward motion. So it has a very progressive impact, what paradigm shift will bring forth to the mankind. Now, if at all one person understand what is that paradigm shift all about, it's all about towards movement towards the light, movement towards progression, movement towards positivity, movement towards what is the truth and the reality all about. Okay, so the light is very very important to understand, because if you see the example, when the sperm takes its existence until it reaches the womb has the energy to accept the sperm, and it's only one sperm can make it till the womb. So that's to the embryo, and the embryo has been formed, and then the life has been held. So it's very natural to see when the sperm understand what is the direction of light. So it's a very scientific understanding. If you just see the life, the birth, or the life study scientifically, the sperms, there's so many sperms which dies until the reach of the womb, or the exact point where the life takes over. But only one sperm can make it through, because it follows the direction of the light. Even if you're born in the womb, you understand certain information already coming into you. So that's a form of a light, consciously or unconsciously. So you have to go with a lifespan study to do that. And that is very much true if you just go so far away and recollect how you have been born, what kind of information you have understood at the time when you are in the womb of the mother. You will understand the pattern of how the universe works. So the universe have a natural tendency to hold you, because every human life upon the earth is it's through some kind of energy systems right from the universe, the stars, the planetary motions, and everything. So there's a lot of you know a lot of possibilities. How we act or react has its impact to not just to your environment, to the mother nature, but also to the universal effects, right? So you always follow the pattern of what is positive, what is goodness, what is richness, and you need a camaraderie who can stand up on top and very tall and could say like, I know what you're saying, and there is a development with that. So just hold the hand and come up. So it's always a step up. So there is no heaven anywhere. It's just that when the way you think about heaven, you can create the heaven. There is no world in the Mars. It's a way you think about a different planet and you create that existence. There is no life in the moon, but the way you think about moon, the planet, the moon itself, and you create the world. So there's innovation happens, the creativity happens, the science and frictions, the possibilities of evolution and exploration happens only when you think. So your first major point of paradigm shift, moving or progressing upward, is the way you think. Once your thought is changed and is aligned towards the positive direction, which is vital for your growth, vital for the society in general, vital for your existence, vital for even for the mother earth. So every thought, every process of thinking and steps and action behavior, it has to be concurrent with the mother nature, because ultimatum is the mother earth. We all exist in her. So if we overlook her, if we won't think about her, whatever the actions we place, it actually subjected to limitation. It repeats and it is limited. So when you think about the mother nature, it's abundant. It's like unlimited. When you think about the universal force, it's infinite, right? So you have to think about all those aspects. So the thinking has to be positive. And when you identify what is the right direction, where is the light actually, your behavior automatically changes. Your behavior has to be completely split and to be moving towards that direction. Your belief system, the value you place, the principles you follow, that need to be replaced. So same pattern and repetition gives you no result. It's better to have a paradigm shift, move forward, move one step higher, and leave this 3D world, because it's chaos. It will always remain chaos because it's man-made world, and man-made object or world is always seems to have an expiration date, right? So it's better to leave the man-made world and live in the existence of the universe, the divine, the godly beliefs, and also towards the light, because that has a natural tendency to lift you up. So when you think of moving upward motion and developing yourself, there's a lot of positive spirit that comes into you. You get a lot of information, and those information is subjective with what you're aspiring is correct or incorrect. Like um, the imagination, the power of imagination, the power of manifestation. It calls for how the power of manifestation is happening even without your awareness into your subconscious mind. It happens through the law of attraction. Even if it is not a law of attraction, it automatically comes into your mind even when you have not even thought about it. So there is a universal force acting and reacting to your subconscious mind, picking up few people who can take it over to the next level or to the next step. So you have to listen to the subconscious messages, which is called as intuition or intuitive power, because those have a magical, state where you can see that paradigm happening, that shift, and the movement is calling you to move forward and move upward. Also, with that, ask your belief system to be changed. Your thought has to be changed. It asks for certain download of information, certain education, certain aspects of uh, vital information which can rebuild or restructure from where it was chaotic and disrupted to a new formation of your cognitive psychology, of your cognition. And it asks you to repeat that multiple times. The more that you repeat it, more the pattern and the belief in the pattern has to be sustained only with the vital information that gives you the strength and the willpower to stay in that step up position. Once you do that, you understand the individual collectivism, that is your individual growth and development happening with you. Your body reacts. Your body has a natural tendency to identify what is a stressor, what is not a stressor, and what is progressive, right? So it reacts and it reflects back certain muscle tension, stress points, and reaction and inflammation in your body to identify what is stressing you up, what is dying for you, what is toxic for you, and what is positive for you. So the moment you think about positive movement, your body can breathe and it can relax and it feels like a baby effect. It gives you the pleasure hormone. It asks you to explore more and more towards that particular aspect. So your body supports your thoughts, your cognition, and with that comes the individual realization and understanding of knowing for the fact that what you believe is helping your body to not to stress but to explore and to be much more excited. And so that is the plus point. You have to pick that point and move even furthermore. All right, and once you do that, you take certain information, certain dialogues, you deliver back those thought. Even the thought has an energy, even your thinking has a power that can shift or pick you from wherever you are, from the 3D dimensional world to the fifth dimensional, or the fourth dimensional to the fifth dimensional world, right? So the dimension will automatically try to drift away from where you are being to moving upward motion again. A lot of education, a lot of knowledge, a lot of belief system, and the repetitive pattern of your body also supports your thinking. And that with your understanding of the truth and the reality, you speak out the truth, you think in that truth, and you behave in that positive realm. That will give away the energy, goes back to the universe. The universe takes that information and comes back tenfold down. So when it impacts down to the Mother Earth, it not only impacts you but also impact your surroundings. So automatically the positive information can be seen to be reflecting back to not only to you but also to the people with whom you are surrounded, and also to the atmosphere. These are very magical energies which flows the way you think, the way you behave, the way you process vital information, and your belief system of moving upward motion to leave the society which is disrupted and toxic, the world which is deadly and dusted, to the world which is meant to be created with our positive understanding, with our positive development. So that happens with social learning, social awareness, and social collective forces that works together. And when you have holded that energy into your heart, it have a magnetic effect. So when you hold that positivity in your heart regarding certain aspects of movement forward, it holds in your heart a magnetic power to pull the similar pattern of the people towards you, or even the atmosphere towards you, even the direction towards you. And then there would be a shift totally upward or totally towards that particular zone. Again, confrontation is very, very important and vital, because confrontation is acceptance for the fact that wherever you've been, it's over, and now it's a time to look for a new world of existence. Once you do that, that happens with self actualization, which is the peak of every man life or every human existence. All right, so until the next insight, this is me, Sharon, saying here. Sure.